I know what it looked like. Had a whole fence, white picket fence and everything, whole house, fucking fenced in back and front yards, 3 dogs, all my kids, my granddaughter, fucking car.
Son ended up getting murdered by his father and his father's wife, which got me down here getting high, basically just self-medicating.
Welcome to U.S. Homeless Stories.
On Us Homeless Stories, today's story begins behind the polished image of Miami, a city known for sunshine, beaches, luxury towers, and endless tourism. But in Miami-Dade County, thousands of people are experiencing homelessness, while across Florida, more than 30,000 people have been counted without stable housing in recent reports. Behind the ocean views and million-dollar condos, many are fighting heat, storms, illness, poverty, and the simple need for a safe place to sleep. Miami may look like paradise by day, but for those living on the streets, survival tells a very different story. When a city can offer luxury to millions, no one should be left invisible without a home. Stay with us until the end, because behind these numbers are real lives, unexpected turns, and stories that may change the way we see Miami. If this story resonates with you, leave a comment, support us with a like, and subscribe to Us Homeless Stories. One, Miami and the dark side behind its tourist paradise. Miami shines as a global destination with palm-lined streets, vibrant South Beach, and a tourism economy that draws millions of visitors annually. Yet beside this celebrated image exists another reality for many longtime residents. According to the Miami-Dade Homeless Trust's 2025 to 2026 point-in-time count, approximately 3,615 to 3,728 individuals are experiencing homelessness across the county, revealing persistent challenges alongside the city's economic vitality. Hundreds of people have been pushed into these circumstances by the rapid growth and rising costs shaping modern Miami. For them, daily life carries a heavy emotional weight from having no stable home to return to, in a place known for opportunity and beauty. Each day involves seeking safe rest in public areas, protecting personal belongings, living without privacy, and longing for basic security that once felt attainable. Many endure the constant strain of staying alert amid the city's movement, while facing fatigue and uncertainty that affect focus, health, and hope for stability. This contrast reminds us that housing stability can become fragile for any dedicated person when costs rise faster than resources. How does Miami's bright tourism success coexist with such profound daily hardships for those trying to maintain their place in the city? These lived experiences call upon our shared humanity and encourage deeper responsibility.
Yes it is. My other clothes that's hanging up.
To look beyond visible prosperity and support approaches that uphold dignity for every resident. The accounts from Miami's streets invite honest reflection on the inclusive community we can help build. By watching this full video through to the end, you gain a clearer understanding of realities shaping lives across America. If these human contrasts resonate with you, please like the video and subscribe to Us Homeless Stories for more authentic stories from Miami and other communities. Two, housing is the root of many unstable lives. At the very foundation of homelessness in Miami lies the severe crisis of housing affordability that quietly destabilizes countless lives. Miami-Dade County faces a shortage of more than 90,000 affordable units for households earning below 80% of the area median income, around $75,000 annually for many working families. Median rents have climbed to approximately $1,758 per month, while typical household income hovers near $62,000 a year, creating an intense squeeze that pushes even full-time workers toward instability. Hundreds, even thousands of individuals and families have been gradually pushed out of housing by this relentless gap between earnings and costs. For them, losing a stable home brings daily sorrow, the painful reality of having nowhere reliable to return to after long shifts in service jobs or other essential work. Without personal space, everyday life becomes a burden, searching for safe rest each night, maintaining hygiene and health routines, protecting belongings in public, and missing the simple privacy that once allowed rest and hope to grow. Many carry a deep longing for normalcy, living with uncertainty that affects sleep, focus, and the ability to plan ahead. This reality reminds us that sustained housing pressure can place anyone, no matter how diligent or prepared, at risk when costs rise faster than resources. How deeply does the lack of affordable housing reshape the daily lives and inner worlds of those who once had stable homes here in Miami? These struggles call upon our shared humanity and responsibility, reminding us that more accessible housing strengthens the entire community. Miami's affordability crisis reveals both the human cost and the need for compassionate solutions. By watching this video through to the end, you can better understand how these realities unfold across the United States. If this exploration resonates with you, please like the video and subscribe to Us Homeless Stories to follow more authentic accounts from Miami and other communities. Three, homelessness hotspots in a tourist city. In the glittering landscape of Miami, certain areas emerge as concentrated hotspots, where the realities of homelessness become most visible amid the flow of tourism and daily city life. Downtown Miami, with its iconic skyline and bustling waterfront, along with stretches near major underpasses along I-95, stands out prominently. According to the Miami-Dade Homeless Trust's 2026 data, the city of Miami continues to account for a significant portion of unsheltered individuals, often numbering in the hundreds, even as county-wide efforts continue. North Miami-Dade has also seen notable concentrations, with unsheltered counts rising sharply in some periods to around 362 people in mapped areas between Kendall Drive and the Broward County line. Hundreds of people have been gradually pushed into these visible locations after facing mounting housing costs that outpace their ability to keep up. For them, each day brings the heavy emotional and physical toll of having nowhere permanent to return to. Without a safe door to close behind them, simple acts like resting undisturbed, organizing personal belongings, or finding a moment of privacy turn into exhausting challenges. Many endure long hours exposed to the elements, the constant need to stay alert in public spaces, and the quiet ache of isolation that comes from lacking a personal refuge in a city full of movement and opportunity for others. The struggle to maintain basic dignity while navigating crowded tourist zones or busy corridors adds layers of stress and vulnerability that weigh heavily on the heart. This situation gently reminds us that unexpected life shifts, from rising expenses to sudden changes in circumstances, can place any hardworking person in a similar position of instability. How do these concentrated hotspots in the midst of Miami's vibrant tourism reveal both the challenges and the quiet resilience of those trying to endure day by day? Witnessing these realities stirs a natural sense of shared humanity and responsibility, encouraging us to see beyond the surface and support efforts that restore stability for everyone in the community. The stories from these streets in Miami invite us to reflect on the kind of compassionate awareness that can make a real difference. By staying with this video until the end, you will gain a deeper, more complete understanding of the lived experiences shaping cities across America. If the human struggles and strengths described here touch your heart, please consider liking the video to show your support and subscribing to Us Homeless Stories so you can continue following these honest and meaningful journeys from Miami and beyond. 4. The conflict between empathy and the need for safety. In the vibrant heart of Miami, the tension between genuine human compassion and the practical need for public safety creates one of the most challenging aspects of addressing homelessness. Downtown Miami and areas near popular waterfront spots see this conflict daily. Where public spaces must serve both tourists seeking memorable experiences and individuals trying to find a safe place to rest. According to the Miami-Dade Homeless Trust's 2026 point-in-time count, while overall unsheltered numbers have fluctuated, localized concentrations in high-visibility zones like downtown continue to test community balance, with hundreds navigating these shared environments each night. Hundreds of people are pushed into these situations after losing stable housing, carrying the quiet weight of exhaustion from nights spent alert to surroundings, constantly moving belongings to avoid disruption. Without a door to lock or a private space to recharge, simple acts like resting or storing personal items become exhausting battles. The lack of reliable shelter means facing unpredictable weather shifts, limited hygiene access, and the emotional strain of feeling exposed. Many describe the constant navigation of rules and expectations as a heavy burden that wears down hope over time. This reality touches anyone who has ever faced sudden instability, perhaps after an unexpected job change or rising costs that quietly erode security. It serves as a gentle reminder that circumstances can shift for any of us. Highlighting our shared vulnerability. How can we nurture environments where compassion and safety strengthen rather than oppose each other? The stories emerging from these streets call us to recognize our common humanity. When we witness the daily efforts of outreach teams, coordinating with local guidelines to connect people with resources, while preserving accessible public areas, we feel a shared responsibility to support thoughtful approaches that honor dignity for all. These moments invite us to reflect on the kind of community we wish to build, one where safety includes everyone. If this exploration of real challenges in Miami moves you, consider liking the video to show your support and subscribing to Us Homeless Stories so you can stay connected with more honest accounts from across the country. Your presence here helps illuminate these important realities. Five, government, budget, and responsibility. Miami-Dade County's structured response to homelessness demonstrates what coordinated responsibility can achieve, centered around the Homeless Trust's ongoing work. The Trust administers significant funding, including proceeds from the 1% food and beverage tax that generated approximately $47 million in recent fiscal years for housing and services. This has supported the development of over 9,000 emergency, transitional, and permanent beds since the early 1990s, contributing to substantial long-term reductions in total homelessness counts. Despite these investments, the 2025-2026 counts reveal persistent needs, with roughly 3,615 to 3,728 individuals experiencing homelessness countywide, and unsheltered figures remaining notable in places like North Miami-Dade. Many individuals find themselves without stable options after facing cascading economic pressures, leading to the profound daily hardship of having nowhere consistent to return to after long days. The absence of a personal space means enduring fragmented rest, challenges maintaining personal care, and the deep emotional toll of uncertainty affects focus and well-being. Lives once built around routines and security become marked by the constant search for basic stability, underscoring how quickly housing loss can reshape entire trajectories. This situation echoes the quiet possibility that any hardworking person could face similar circumstances following prolonged cost pressures or life disruptions. What level of sustained commitment from institutions and communities is required to ensure no one falls through the gaps? As we consider the dedication of public resources and partnerships, a deeper sense of collective duty emerges, not as obligation, but as recognition that supporting stability benefits the entire city. The efforts of the Homeless Trust and collaborating organizations reflect a responsibility we all share to back solutions that work. These accounts from Miami invite continued attention through the end of this video, revealing the full scope of realities faced across America. If the dedication and challenges described here resonate, a like helps amplify these stories. And subscribing to Us Homeless Stories allows you to follow more in-depth journeys like this one. 6. Small support systems for those living on the streets. Even in the most difficult circumstances, small points of support provide crucial anchors for those experiencing homelessness in Miami. Outreach initiatives, including teams active in downtown Miami and Miami Beach, offer connections to hygiene resources, meal access, and health support. In Miami Beach, recent counts reached a historic low of just 93 individuals, showing how targeted local efforts can create measurable differences. While broader county outreach continues serving hundreds more. For many, these limited anchors become lifelines, amid the relentless challenges of having no place to truly rest or recover. Days stretch into nights without privacy or security, turning basic needs like personal care or uninterrupted sleep into exhausting ordeals. The emotional weight of carrying all possessions while staying vigilant, combined with the physical toll of exposure to elements and inconsistent nutrition, creates profound daily struggles that test resilience deeply. Many share the quiet pain of missing simple comforts, a consistent bed, a space for reflection, that most take for granted, highlighting the human cost of prolonged instability. Such hardships remind us gently that life's security can feel fragile for anyone encountering unexpected setbacks. In what ways do these modest supports reveal the incredible strength required to keep moving forward each day? Witnessing these small but vital points of connection stirs a natural sense of shared humanity, encouraging us to value and contribute to the networks that help sustain dignity. The real experiences unfolding in Miami's streets call for our awareness and compassion as fellow community members. Staying with this video until the end offers a fuller understanding of these lived realities throughout the United States. Should these stories of quiet endurance touch you, please like to honor the resilience shown and subscribe to Us Homeless Stories to journey alongside more authentic narratives from cities like this. 7. Solutions for change in Miami. Miami stands at a pivotal moment where focused, practical solutions can create meaningful and lasting change for those experiencing homelessness. The county faces a documented shortfall of more than 90,000 affordable housing units for households earning below 80% of the area median income. Addressing this gap through expanded permanent supportive housing, rapid rehousing programs, and prevention initiatives offers a clear pathway forward. Building on the foundation laid by the Homeless Trust, increased development of workforce-aligned housing near employment centers in downtown Miami and surrounding areas could help many transition from instability to independence. Hundreds of individuals and families have been pushed into homelessness by these deep affordability challenges, carrying the heavy emotional burden of having nowhere consistent to return to at the end of each day. Without a stable home, everyday life becomes an unending series of obstacles. Finding safe places to rest, maintaining personal hygiene with limited facilities, preserving belongings while constantly moving. And coping with the quiet ache of uncertainty that affects mental focus and hope. Many describe the profound sense of vulnerability that comes from lacking even basic privacy or a space to recharge, turning simple routines into exhausting efforts and leaving deep feelings of longing for normalcy and security that most people rarely think about. These lived experiences serve as a gentle yet powerful reminder that prolonged housing pressures can place any of us in vulnerable positions, regardless of how steady life once seemed. What innovative local strategies, built on Miami's existing successes, could best expand access to stable housing and restore dignity for those working hard to move forward? The pursuit of these solutions stirs a natural sense of shared responsibility within all of us, not as distant observers, but as members of a community that benefits when everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Miami's progress through coordinated efforts and community partnerships shows what becomes possible when resources and compassion align. By staying engaged with this video until the end, you gain a fuller, more nuanced picture of the real situations shaping lives in cities across America. If the potential for positive change outlined here touches you and highlights the human realities involved, please consider liking the video to support this storytelling and subscribing to Us Homeless Stories, so you can continue accompanying these authentic journeys from Miami and beyond. Your presence helps bring greater awareness to these important stories of resilience and hope. Eight. Conclusion. Bringing together the many layers of Miami's experience with homelessness, leaves us with a portrait of both significant challenges and genuine hope for the future. The city's striking contrasts, from bustling tourist corridors filled with energy to the quieter, determined efforts unfolding in nearby neighborhoods, illustrate the full human reality of housing instability today. Recent coordinated counts by the Miami-Dade Homeless Trust have recorded important reductions in certain areas, such as Miami Beach reaching a historic low, yet the broader need for expanded affordable housing and supportive services remains pressing for thousands still navigating life without stable shelter. The cumulative weight on those affected runs deep. Hundreds have been pushed into these circumstances by affordability pressures, facing the heartbreaking daily reality of having no consistent place to return to. Without a home, life transforms into a constant test of endurance, the exhaustion of fragmented rest, the difficulty maintaining personal care with scarce resources. The emotional strain of carrying all one's belongings while staying vigilant, and the profound longing for security and privacy that touches the very core of human dignity. These authentic accounts from Miami's streets convey both the heavy burdens and the remarkable inner strength required to face each new day with resilience. This journey gently reminds us all that housing security is a precious foundation that can feel fragile when life's pressures accumulate unexpectedly. As this video draws to its close, what personal reflection on the value of home and community support will stay with you? The stories shared here ultimately point toward our common responsibility to foster environments where stability and opportunity are more accessible for everyone. Miami's ongoing efforts, rooted in dedication and partnership, offer inspiration that meaningful progress is possible when compassion meets practical action. To every viewer who has stayed with us until the very end of this episode, thank you sincerely for dedicating your time and attention. Your willingness to engage with these real experiences helps bring greater understanding to important issues facing communities across the country. In a spirit of shared humanity, let us hold a quiet prayer for all those experiencing homelessness in Miami and beyond. May they find kindness and practical support along their path. May safe and stable housing open up for them soon, and may they feel the warmth of hope and dignity in their daily lives. By watching through to this conclusion, you have gained a fuller perspective on the realities shaping lives in cities throughout the United States. If the human truths and possibilities explored here have moved you, please consider liking the video to show your support. And subscribing to Us Homeless Stories so you can continue accompanying these authentic journeys from Miami and many other places.